Sorry for the wait. Probably ain't gonna be worth it. Psych, bitch. You know I'm perfect. Break your neck, bobbing to the beat. Shit hits hard, Vontae's perfect. Where my baby at? Oh yeah, my girl's tip. Where my Navy at? Cause my semen did work, kid. What the fuck is up, DUI gang? I know. Pinch yourself, you know what I mean? Drink some coffee. Rub the boogers out of your eyes, you know what I mean? You ain't dreaming. This is real life. This is real life. Anyways, yeah, I'm out in my truck. You know, I thought that was a good spot for me to broadcast from, just a space I need to do what I need to do, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, fresh back from the hospital after 4 days, 3 days for me. It was a lengthy stay. It makes you feel pretty cooped up. Not much, especially for her. I mean, she had to lay in that shitty bed the whole time, you know what I'm saying? I got to roam around, take some trips outside a little bit, drive home at some point. Anyways, everyone's home happy, healthy, Football Sunday, games are going on right now, just started. But, I thought I'd do my due diligence. I've made a lot of promises that I haven't kept, you know what I'm saying? And that's not the type of commissioner I'm trying to be. It's not. It's not what I'm about. Anyways, like I said, been looking at a lot of stats here and there in my downtime, and I've been meaning to make this video and never did, so glad I'm getting around to it. I actually just made a little opening wrap. I guess after I edit this, you'll know that. Maybe I'll cut this part out. But yeah, that was fun. Just a little something to do while you're puffing on the vape pen in your truck all alone like a weirdo. Anyways, give the people what they want, I have a lot of fans, but it's mostly because I run hot. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so first thing we're going to get to, is people who haven't paid the buy-in. I'm getting really fucking tired. No, I'm just joking. Okay, Pete. I'm sorry. Pete. That's my producer, Pete. Okay? Peppy, Pete, producer Pete. Pee-Pee. We'll call him Pee-Pee. He is just getting to know the ropes here with this whole broadcast, podcast, YouTube game. You know what I mean? So sometimes he's a little much. And, there's other podcasts that just started out I'm a big fan of that are having the same type of issue. Let's roll the clip.
No, and I shall never speak of again. But now I have a real deal producer that I got on Craigslist for basically free. His name is Johannes. Look at you with your little beard. Where you from, Italy?
Sweden.
Oh, that's right, because you're my sweetie.
Please don't call me that ever again.
Okay, less talking, Johannes. You just hit the buttons, okay? All right, let's start my podcast right now. Johannes.
Was that my cue? Is that...
Oh, Christ, it's going to be a long season.
And we're back. Anyways, so I guess without further ado, we'll get into some, some of the real sausage, the real meat of what we're getting into here. Let me just get my handy dandy stats out, shall I? So, let's get into the standings first, shall we? We've got my sister Christy, Kirk be drippin', bro. You know what? That is one thing I'm going to bring up that I have some problem with as a commish. We're not going to put any effort into our names here this year, guys, or what? We're just going to roll with names based on guys we had years before? I mean, what are we doing? You can't, just throw on something. 2020, hope my team wins, or whatever. Maybe something shorter, but you know what I'm saying. Come on, what are we doing? Come on. That's my Joe Biden. I've never tried it before. Come on. What are we doing? We need new team names here. Come on. We don't need new team names. Our team names are great. I've talked to people who made team names. Trust me, I played fantasy football. I know people that play football. Hopefully we can edit a lot of this out. I haven't used the editing stuff in a while, but we're going to be putting it to use today. That's for damn sure. Christie's in first. Wayne is in second. And Dylan Carroll is in third. But, as we've mentioned before, in 8th and 9th place is Ryan and Quinn. And they've got the most points in the league. You know what I mean? And that's just tough. They've had a lot of tough matchups, apparently. I'm not looking at all the stats on points against and all that, but I know they're up there on that one too, obviously. But yeah, so it's like, might be in the running for the $50 at the end, but I mean, I think it's just inevitable for them to jump up the standings. It's just unlucky matchups for the start of the season. But with those teams and some of the guys we'll get into more specifically here, I don't think there's any worries about that. And there's 8 spots for the playoffs this year, so, not too shabby. And before I move on, I do got to say, for you people down at the bottom of the rankings, Andrew, Daniel, I can't remember where you are, Daniel, but I'm just thinking of people that had some rough drafts and some, just some rough starts, some injuries and stuff. Yeah, I mean, getting into the 8th spot is nothing crazy. You got like 7 weeks still to the playoffs. Don't throw in the towel. Let's at least set some valid lineups. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some commendable wins here. No gimmies. You know what I'm saying? No whammies, no gimmies. Yeah. What else was I going to say about that? I can't remember now.
Marijuana affects the memory.
I know, Pete. God. Anyways, yeah, I think that was it. Just don't give up right away. Keep on plugging away. Still plenty of games left. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, next thing we're going to go into, before I go into specific positions and teams that I think have been cranking them out in those positions. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, dude. I got to stop hitting this pen, you know what I mean? Or do I? Or should I? Or will I hit it again here in a second? Probably that one. We're going to get to the players that got injured this year. We're going to do a little moment of silence, a little compilation of some players that just had some unfortunate injuries so far. It's been a lot this year. Feels like more and more every single year, literally. Cut to it, Pete.
You got it, boss.
Say one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to Corn after I say one thing. Let's go. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight? Corn? Come in. That's all I want. After I say one.
That Winston video gets me every single time. I don't know how you feel going into a game after someone does that. You know, you're like, let's go. Like that new TikTok sound, let's fucking go. Anyways, all right, well, let's get into some quarterbacks. I'm going to start with just going positions and just go who's got the top tier. I'm going to call it top tier. I don't know why. The top quarterbacks this year have been Lamar Jackson. Give me 1 second here. Let's put it in order of fantasy points, not in... There we go. Lamar Jackson, 196, and Baker Mayfield at 186 fantasy points. Next closest is Burrow, down at 155. So like a 30-point gap between that. So Lamar Jackson, really wanted to draft him myself, really thought about it. The guy's legs and just, yeah, now he's got Henry too. He can catch the ball too and give him touchdowns that way. It's just, it's unfair, but it's awesome. And he is on Blake's team. Daniel's got Baker Mayfield. Unfortunately for him, they had some people that made an appearance in that compilation video of our moment of silence with Godwin and Evans now going out. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for Baker. They've got some good running backs, kind of. Rashad White, it's kind of frustrating to watch, but they found some diamonds in the rough with Bucky and Tucker. Buck and Tuck, as I call them just now. Yeah. Anywho's, and then let's get into running backs. I think the running back top tier award's going to have to go to Christy's team. Well, my girl came out and said she needed coffee, and I could either stay with the baby or go get some coffee. I was going to stay with the baby. Then baby wanted boob, so now we're getting coffee. Anyways, I'm going to keep talking about what I was talking about until I can't talk about what I was talking about no more. Running backs. I think Christie's team with the duo of Henry and Kamara. Henry has just put up insane numbers. I mean, right when she was done drafting, I remember you can check the chat. Check the chat. But I said, I really liked your team, Christy. I just really liked the way they were put together. I liked a lot of those, vet superstars on there. But yeah, that combo has been awesome. Close runner-up, I would say Wayne's team. He has Kyron Williams, David Montgomery, and Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, what a come up that was. McCaffrey takes a dump, talks about starting all year long like always, and then now he's out for this entire time until now so far. And Jordan Mason literally just filled his shoes as close as you can, to McCaffrey's numbers and workload. Shanahan offense there. Yeah. And without looking at any of the stats in front of me and all that right now, I will toot my own horn. Toot. Maybe I could toot my actual horn in my truck right now, but I don't want to cause a scene, you know what I mean? But Breece Hall, and then me getting Jahmyr Gibbs in that trade, along with Najee stepping up lately. Hopefully, in Russ we trust. They're going to get some more touchdown opportunities for him and Pickens, who I also got in a trade. Andrews is doing great, but I didn't want to deal with that headache and every week what-ifs with how the Ravens were going to do with their passing game and all that, mumbo-jumbo. Yeah, so I kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh, my running backs. And then Chase Brown's doing pretty decent. He's still splitting with Zach Moss, but on a high-powered offense, and yeah, so I will give myself a little bit of props there because it's one of the only teams I know off the top of my head without just recently looking. Yeah, but pretty solid running back rooms right there. Jump into wide receivers. From what I know off the top of my head here, Ryan's team I know is going to be up there because of his Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb combo. CeeDee didn't perform as well as he projected to last few weeks, or I guess most of the season. But yeah, he's also got Scary Terry McLaurin, and there's another one that I'm forgetting. I'm gonna have to check the stats and keep rolling this video after that. See you when I get some coffees. Another thing I was going to add about the running backs was the running back 2 field. Parker and Tim have 3 running back 2s, and Christy and Wayne, who have the most running back 1s, have 0 running back 2s. So that's something to just take note of. Is it better to have 3 or 4 kind of 2s and 3s, or is it better to have 1 or 2, solid number 1s? We're gonna have to see. Sorry for the wait. Probably ain't gonna be worth it. Psych, bitch. You know I'm perfect. Break your neck, bobbing to the beat. Shit hits hard. Vontez perfect. Where my baby at? Oh yeah, my girl's tip. Where my Navy at? Cause my semen did work, kid. Dylan Carroll's team has 3 wide receiver 2s. He's got Neighbors, which has been fucking badass, which kind of projected to be, but as a rookie to come out and be like the offense, like they're running through him already. That's awesome. And then he's got Juwan Jennings and Pierce, who both are like waiver wire. You know, it's kind of Dylan Carroll's specialty. He got Laporta last year or whatever it was, and then who's done nothing this year. That's another story to talk about, am I right? But yeah, some pretty good wide receiver 2 rooms right there. And then as far as tight ends go, we'll get into that here in a minute. So, tight ends, speaking of Dylan Carroll being a little waiver wire sneaky snake, Tucker Kraft, you know, he's in the top 5. You've got George Kittle and Brock Bowers leading the pack, just like I thought. I wanted a Brock and Brock stack of Purdy and Bowers, but Andrews fell to me kind of at a round I thought I should have get him at, and well, that didn't work out as well as I thought. Still could work out long term. He's having good last couple games touchdown wise. Any hoozles, Brock Bowers, George Kittle, and then a couple surprise guests like Tucker Kraft, I was saying, and who else was it? Cole Kmet, another surprise. Also, Kyle Pitts stepping up with Kirk Cousins at the helm, you know. So tight ends have been so rough this fucking year, dude. It's like if you get 5-6 points out of a tight end, you're like really happy. And then, you know, those other big games are just 1 or 2 guys a week are doing that, and it's pretty rough out there in the tight end streets right now. As far as teams with the highest games, like highest week games so far in the season, it's been me and Ryan on I think it's week 6 and 7 or 5 and 6. We both, I think he got 173 or something. I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I got like 170 or 171. Yeah, those are the highest team totals so far. I also have the individual players' high points written down too. All right, yeah, Pete, if you could be so kind, could you go ahead and put the top player scores right here that I took note of? Yep, there we go. Thanks, Pete. Yeah, so a lot of the same names I brought up before, all like 40-plus point games, you know, just those are really the big week winners. A couple running backs, Kamara, Henry, you know, quarterbacks, Burrow. I can't remember the other one that's in the list. It's right next to me, so I should be able to see it, right? Stupid. Yeah, and I mean, that's really all I had notes on, was just top teams, top performances. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a bow on this thing and go check out the games that I haven't even been checking out yet so far. See how the old team's doing for this week. Me and little PP plan on making more videos in the future, you know, definitely at least
You can't call me that.
Yes, I can call you little PP. It's in our contract.
No.
You signed that
You
contract.
manipulated me.
It doesn't matter. You signed that contract, Pete.
No.
PP?
No.
Okay. We're going to... Sorry about that. We are going to be making videos in the future. Maybe just me. I don't know. Right, Pete? Right? And we'll try to make them more consistent, you know, for the couple people that watch them. For the couple fans I have out there, we're going to keep them up. Because it's fun for me. I like looking at the stats. I love fantasy football. It's the shit. I like strategically picking people, dropping people, trading people. It's all just fun shit. I love it. I'm going to go hang out with my new little baby, watch some football, and go Hawks. Talking to you, Cali boy.
I think that went perfect, Blake. What about you?
God, Pete, shut up.